there, welcome to Nightly News at 9 with Tony Chassen. Today we will be talking about the topic of American exceptionalism. Now, this is a pretty broad topic, and so we will narrow it down a little bit. So let's start off by asking the question, is America still the best country on earth? With me right now, I have Democratic Congressman Ben Kingston.
Nice to be here, Tony. Thank you.
Hello, Ben. I have Republican Senator Jake Fiske.
Glad to be here, Tony.
And Governor of New Mexico, Jeffrey Pellegrino.
Great to be here, Tony.
So, Ben, what do you think? Is America still the best?
Well, Tony, I think at a time America was the best, but no longer. We're being surpassed in many categories. For example, in Todd Leopold's article, we're number one, we're not, he says the International Finance Corporation and the World Bank ranked 183 countries in 11 areas, and the U.S. did not finish first in any of them. We are fourth in doing business behind Singapore, Hong Kong, and New Zealand in ease of doing business, 20th in trade across borders, and a dismal 72nd percent in paying taxes.
Okay, so what do you think, Jake?
I agree that America could be better, but according to Dinesh D'Souza in his article, What's Great About America, he says that a country is judged on how well it treats its poorest citizens. He brings up the point that we live in a country where construction workers regularly pay $4 for a non-fat latte, where maids drive nice cars, where plumbers and postal workers take their families on vacation in Europe and the Caribbean.
Yeah. So, Jeff, what about you? Anything to chime in?
Well, as David Von Drell said in his article, Don't Bet Against the United States, he states that, contrary to what you might hear, America is actually doing quite well. We outproduce the Japanese and Germans by about 30%, and citizens of the European Union by about 45%. Our standard of living has continued to improve, even though wages have been stagnating.
Alright. So, let's talk a little bit more about what's happening in America today. Last Thursday, President Barack Obama revealed a major executive action on immigration policy, granting temporal legal status to millions of illegal immigrants and safety from deportation. According to CNS News, there are roughly 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States right now, and political leaders of both parties agree the current system is broken. Obama's actions have outraged Republicans in Congress, who say the president does not have the authority to delay deportations for such a large class of people. So, do you think it's a good idea and it will help America? And what are your thoughts on Obama's actions? Let's start off with Ben.
Well, Tony, I think that this was a good move because these people will help boost the economy with the tax money they bring in and also continue to fill the jobs that middle-class Americans would not want, like working in strawberry fields.
But wait, isn't filling jobs supposed to be for Americans and not people who came here illegally?
So you're saying you'd want to work in a strawberry field all day?
I think what he means is that there are plenty of unemployed people in America today who could be working these jobs instead of sitting on their couch collecting taxpayer dollars.
Mm-hmm. So what about you, Jeff? Do you have anything to say, or do you think it'll hurt America?
Well, I think it could both help and hurt America. Those capable of paying taxes would help, but many would not have the funds to be able to. Many immigrants do not receive an annual income high enough to contribute to the economy or pay taxes in order for their presence to contribute to our country more than hinder our progress.
But if you give it time, the immigrants, will most likely integrate into our society well enough to the point of being just like you and me. In a couple of years, they will not be confined to menial labor jobs and they will fill the labor spectrum, thereby contributing to the economy and paying taxes.
I agree, that could help bolster the country.
Well, Ben, I disagree with you. You say that they will integrate into our society in a couple of years, but that's all speculation and wishful thinking. You have no data or reasoning for this conclusion. You're just saying this because you're trying to justify this mistake. Who is to say that the immigrants won't come into America and make the unemployment percentage skyrocket? How do you know that we won't just have 3 million more poor people living in this country? The risk is absolutely not worth the reward. What do we stand to gain from this mass immigration? If the best case scenario plays out, all we have is more citizens, and even this is unlikely. The most probable outcome of this is higher unemployment and more poor people.
We are presenting all of these people the American dream. If I were granted amnesty into this country, I would want to work even harder. With an influx of people into the country, it will bring with it many opportunities for them to advance and boost our economy. They can start new businesses, invest, and add to the middle class.
Okay, but like Jake said earlier, how do you know that all of these people will actually work? We have no way to know that they will contribute anything to the country.
This could be a complete bust and honestly will likely contribute to the economic problems that America already has, according to AIjustice.org.
Okay, so before we close tonight, does anyone have anything else to add?
I think by passing this executive order, Obama is also trying to get the Democratic vote of the immigrants. Think about it. With millions of illegals living in the United States, if most of them vote Democratic, then the Democrats will most likely gain control of the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the Congress, along with the presidential vote.
That is a good point.
Yeah. So, all good input from everyone. Thank you very much for being here. So let me relate back to the original question. Is America exceptional? I believe that we have concluded that yes, America is definitely exceptional. Even though we have our flaws, we still consider ourselves to be part of one of the best, if not the best country in the world. Alright guys, so that's all we have for tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank everyone for your input, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.